give me a second. Thought I had this here set up, but I didn't. But I do now. How y'all doing? This your boy Rob Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Oh yeah, man. Today is Monday, September what 6th, 2021, Labor Day. I hope everybody had a wonderfully blessed and safe, prosperous holiday celebration, 3-day weekend. Although my weekend still continues into tomorrow, I got a surgical procedure I have to have done in the morning. Y'all keep me in prayers. Well, I don't like asking other people to pray for me because I don't know who you're praying. But y'all keep me, keep me in your spirit, man. Keep lifting me up. But how y'all doing? I'm just doing this video here right now, man. To let me look at the comments. We got 3 comments already. I can't see the comments. Hold on a second, man. All right, let's see. Hey, Annie V, how you doing? Good day. I'm glad you can be here to join us. Join me. I'm just really doing this video to let all the subscribers know that in my commitment, my newfound determination to commit myself to being more, excuse me, more consistent with this channel. I got a lot of ideas for a lot of things that I want to do. I want to be able to interact with you all a lot better when I'm doing these shows. So I'm trying to figure out a way right now I can start allowing you all to call in to the show. That in itself would bring a lot of more, I guess you could say, attention to the show. It would basically allow this show to blossom and become. And I don't like saying show, forgive me, because when I say show, it makes it seem like I'm doing this to be seen. No, I'm trying to do this. So, hey, Miss Laura, how you doing? Glad you can join me. Thank you. I need all the prayers I can get. I got a lot of stuff going on, especially with the. Oh my God, the SBA pissed me off. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about that. Your government, our so-called government. Remember in the last video we talked about how one of the subscribers asked me, do you think they're going to give us another stimulus? And the answer was an emphatic hell no. They're not planning on giving us anything, but yet do you realize they're talking about giving the Taliban aid right now and won't give you and I another $1,400 check. Hey, what's going on, brother? Had not, thank you. Had not, I'm gonna have to put you on as a moderator. Don't I got you? You are a moderator already. But if not, I gotta thank you once again, Miss Flora, Anthony Washington, Moses. It's a lot of you all that literally been here with this channel since day one. Through all my rants and rages, my ups and downs, from the time when I was balling to now when I become basically homeless, y'all been there with me from day one, and I really appreciate y'all. Had not, Miss Flora, I really thank y'all because it's you all that keep me motivated to do what I do. Every day, man, I run into people, believe it or not, I'm the brokest celebrity in Shreveport, Louisiana, because I say this I humble myself. I take no glory for it at all. But everywhere I go, people, young and old, saying, I be following you on Facebook. And you know the first thing I ask the elders, I say, do I cuss a lot? They like, yeah. So I'm trying to be mindful of the cussing, but it's fucking hard. Anyway, y'all forgive me for that. That's the message that just came through. But anyway, yeah, one of the main things I want to do is to be able to start taking you all's calls. So I'm looking for avenues right now that will allow that to happen this week. Thanks to a fundraiser that I did on Facebook, we was able to get the camera. We was able to get a camera and a microphone. Hopefully by the end of this week for sure, because it's been on layaway out for almost 3 months now, over 3 months now. I've been having to repay it. It's crazy what I'm doing just to get this camera and microphone because I know it will elevate the quality and enhance this broadcast drastically. So y'all pray for me on that. Thank you, Annie B. I'm glad you do like this channel. Please share it to your family and friends. Say, look, I found this crazy Negro. He's smart, but he's crazy. He's funny. He's very intelligent, but he's ghetto as heck. Please, y'all check him out, whether you like him or not. Because my whole objective is to make our people think, make all God's people think, but make people think. I'm not sitting up here trying to portray myself as the smartest man on the planet, although I am one of them. I'm really an arrogant butthole. Literally, I'm an arrogant butthole. But when I believe in truth, no matter what nobody tell you, there's only one truth, y'all. There might be different variations of a truth where there's a lot of stuff left out, but when it all boils down, there's certain principles of the universe. There's only one truth. And that truth comes from a divine creator who created us all. No matter what your religious belief is, there's only one creator. Well, now I'm not going to say one creator. There's only one creator, but there are multiple gods. And we have to understand that. And the point of view I come from is I'm not trying to indoctrinate anybody into believing what I say, although I say what I say based upon hours, countless of hours of research, life experiences. You're looking at a person that's been to university and the prison. Just a while back, I was facing a life sentence behind marijuana. And I'm like, how the hell y'all gonna give me life for selling a couple pounds every day of some shit that y'all selling tons of every hour across this country? And only the creator helped me make it through. But yeah, I was facing a life sentence, faced life, threatening situations, been shot, stabbed. All this from a man who was raised with a great home. The decisions that I made caused these bad things to happen to me. But when I made good decisions and good choices, I received nothing but benefits and rewards. So the more good you do, you're gonna receive benefit, reward. The more negative energy you put out and the more evil things that you do, you're gonna suffer consequences. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna start eventually trying to get you ought to be able to call in. And when you call in, I'm not gonna be like some people, cut you off because you're not saying what I wanted you to say. You got a lot of people will cut you off when you have a point of view. If you like, I'm doing this broadcast. You got some people that be sitting where I'm at right now doing this broadcast. They got a number for the public to call in. As soon as somebody in the public calls in that has a point of view different from them, they're going to hang up on you. They're going to have moderators that will not allow you to ask certain questions. First thing they're going to say is what you want to talk to them about. All right, well, boom. You can lie, but as soon as you ask a question that does not go along with the narrative, this goes down from all your media outlets. I guess tonight's show, we're going to talk about how the media works. And that being said, in order to understand how the media works, you got to understand Operation Mockingbird. If you don't understand that, you are lost. No matter what choice you make to get your media from, whether you get it from me or you get it from Fox, CNN, MSNBC, Breitbart, Drudge Report, no matter where you get your media from, your day-to-day news, if you do not understand Operation Mockingbird, you'll never understand how you are literally being brainwashed every day. You want to know how I can say this boldly that you're getting brainwashed every day? If the media was really sincere about giving you the truth as to what is going on, they would not have commercial, because you all will support them. Just like a few of you all support me, whether it be financially or just by being a subscriber to this channel since we started almost 2-3 years ago. The media cannot tell you the truth. You know why? Because they have sponsors. They have the pharmaceutical complex, the military industrial complex. They have all these people. Classic example. Right now. As soon as you finish watching this video, turn it on Fox, CNN, ABC, MSNBC. Turn it on any one of your mainstream news sources. They're going to do 15, just say probably about, well, depending on what channel you turn on. They're on average, they're going to do a 5 to 7, maybe 10-minute segment where they're talking to somebody that they really are paying to come on there. All eyes at the media. Exactly, Miss Anna V, because the media's job is not to give you the news. The mainstream media's job is to control the narrative. You got to go back and read George Orwell's 1984 to even understand, because you got to really go back and do your history on who Orwell was, but most importantly, who was his family and his lineage. This man was really privileged on information that really, back in Orwell's days, I think in the early 1900s, he was over in Europe hearing the information of how the implementation of certain things were going to take place. Hence, he wrote the book 1984 when he got older. You have to read that book. And if you read that book and really comprehend it, you'll understand. We're living in an Orwellian society. This is not what just conspiracy theories say. You're living in a society right now where you're living in a police state and don't even know it. Y'all say, man, ain't nobody in a police state. Yes, you are, because guess what? Everywhere you go, there's a camera on you. Due to 9/11 and the Patriot Act and all that, they are intercepting, spying on you through your telephone call, your text mail, your text message, your email. Your government spies on you every day. Your government has cameras set up and established. There's an issue with, I see what Charles Patterson here in Shreveport, my boy Charles was asking a question about this thing that they got on now, where they're trying to take the citizens and allow them, they're trying to use the citizens' cameras in their private camera, whether it be a home or a business, and allow it to be hooked up to a network where they can control your crime. That's a police state, y'all. We're supposed to be controlling crime in our neighborhood, but your police are literally trying to use your ring. They're literally trying to use your closed circuit cameras that you got set up around your house for your personal protection. They want to tap into these cameras now. And guess what? It's a noble idea, because the shit really would work if it was implemented like the police state wants it to be implemented, because that means every camera in your city is linked to a central system, a network that will allow not only your city police here in Shreveport, but your Cattle Parish Sheriff, your state police, your FBI, CIA, NSA, and the rest of the alphabet board. Once you link this to a system, one network, all the cameras, whether it be, like I say, from a business, from your personal home, they want you to put your camera into a system that will now allow you to help them catch criminals. But at the same time, if you do that, what is it going to do for you? It's going to now allow them to monitor you. But believe it or not, I'm going to show y'all some games. It might be funny, but everybody commits crime on a day-to-day basis. Even the richest people commit crimes every day on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to show you how simple it is. If you married to your wife, you ain't had none of that good coochie in a while, bro. You trying to hit this coochie. And your wife wouldn't give you none of that good old loving, hot, warm muffin. Oh my, anyway, she wouldn't give you none of that. And she said, nigga, the only way you get some of this, man, I need bag is bad. Louis Vuitton just made a new bag. And guess what? Whether you got money or you broke, as a man, to get that good coochie, nigga, you finna go get that bag. Do you realize what your wife did was extortion? When your children throw a temper tantrum because you will not buy them something in the store, unless you were like my mama and them that would tear your ass up in the store. You see people now in the store talking about, I don't know why he just gets like this sometimes, bitch. That's because you're a bad parent. You're not disciplining your children. Because we as black people my age, we knew when mama and them took us to the store, nigga, you better not ask for nothing when we get in here. We're going in here and come straight out. The only reason why you going in with me because I'm not finna leave you in the car. That's the way it really was. But you got kids in the store acting a fool because they can't get the latest G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. They start crying in the middle of the hallway. That's extortion. We're learning criminal activity every day, just living in the society we are living in. Every day-to-day activity that we take place in, as now they have cameras monitoring that shit, they can come back and give you a RICO trial, just like a RICO charge, just like they doing R. Kelly. R. Kelly ain't involved in no motherfucking RICO act. But let me show you how the game goes. Let's get off into the real news. Let me show you how the game goes with R. Kelly. We all know that R. Kelly is alleged to have a history of fetishes for underage girls, meaning teenagers, pedophilia. This is what he's alleged to be known for throughout his career. All right, but let me show you something about this situation with R. Kelly and how now they can use certain laws to crucify you, me. If they can do it to R. Kelly right now, they did it to Bill Cosby. I ain't even mentioned Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein. You can mention a lot of people. But the whole game with these people, or is they in a league that you and I, the average person, can never be in because the money that they're dealing with. All right, that puts them in a certain league. Some of y'all call it the Illuminati. But you have to realize your actors and entertainers and sports athletes cannot be in the Illuminati because the Illuminati is so-called a group or maybe 4 families in the world, really Illuminati, because they call themselves the enlightened ones, first and foremost. They call themselves blue bloods. That's your Queen of England and other people like that. When you hear them say they're the blue bloods, that means they practice astrology in some type of way, extraterrestrial type of religion. This is what they practice. And by that practice, they suppress knowledge to the rest of the people. Now, in R. Kelly's case, R. Kelly is not just being charged with statutory rape or pornography, child pornography. They're literally trying him under the RICO Act, meaning R. Kelly was basically, he had a mafia type organization going on. This is the only way they're going to convict him, because when you go back and listen to some of the stuff in the trial, you had this one chick say, shit, I knew. The one person on the trial that the defense put up even went off on a prosecutor and basically said everybody that was there knew what was going on and wanted to be there. She even said, and there's testimony came out in the trial, something I've been saying all this time. She basically said, my mama sold my vagina to R. Kelly. Because you got to ask the question, where were the parents at when these children were being alleged to have been with R. Kelly? You mean to tell me if you're a good parent, you got a 16-year-old daughter, and she gone 30 minutes longer than what you gave her as a curfew, you finna hit the street to try to find her. But no, you had parents selling their children. Do y'all realize, y'all heard the boy, this is London on the track. Do y'all realize that boy London's mama was R. Kelly. She was an agent with R. Kelly at one time. She had some high ranking status in that organization. London on the Track. His mama was literally pimping for R. Kelly. You had one family that signed custody of their minor child over to London on the Track mama, whatever her name is. I forget. I gotta go back and get that bad research on my behalf. Y'all forgive me for that. But the boy that sang, every time you hear the song say, "This is London on the Track," his mama was granted custody of 2 or 3 of these little girls because their parents gave that woman custody of those girls so that they could be with R. Kelly. So you mean tell me that some of these parents should not be held accountable? Kale, Little Red, Robin Hood, white boy ain't even get charged. Kyle, little, I know you talk about Kyle, the little white boy that was up there that shot all them people. Yeah, you know. Look at Kevin Spacey. Oh my God, do y'all realize really what? Oh, I'm gonna get deep. Go back and research Kevin Spacey, his sexual misconduct allegations, and how everybody that made allegations against Kevin Spacey came up dead, pretty much. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. What you have to realize again is that R. Kelly was not the only one doing this. This was a lifestyle. Let's go back again. I give a disclaimer. Rittenhouse, Little Cow. I used to call him Little Cow Red Riding, Little Red Riding Hood too. Remember, if you go back and look at my videos during the time that I called him Cow Red Riding Hood because I can remember Rittenhouse. But let me show y'all something. I'm gonna give y'all a lyric from one of the, I guess you say, a top 10 R&B song, Bill DeVoe. Remember that song they had, "Do Me Baby"? Remember that lyric they had in there? Nobody pays attention to. But maybe they need to be investigated now since y'all investigating everybody. But when they say backstage, underage, adolescent, how you doing? Fine. She replied, I sighed. I like to do the wild thing. Action took place. Think about this. They literally was on a motherfucking record telling you that we fucked this young girl backstage. When Keith Sweat say, "You may be young, but you're ready," that nigga had a real meaning. Bitch, I don't care if you're 14. You got a period, though. You got some titties. These men, these entertainers, been messing with children. That's part of the lifestyle. Again, let me go deeper. That's, again, what Harvey Weinstein's job was. Harvey Weinstein's job was to catch your entertainer, your politicians, your athletes, your pastors, your prominent businessmen. Harvey Weinstein, not Harvey Weinstein, I'm sure, y'all forgive me. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's job was to catch these powerful people in situations with children for the purpose of blackmail. That's why you know about Jeff. Other than that, you wouldn't even heard of him because sex trafficking goes on every day, all day. But Jeffrey Epstein was the upper top tier echelon because he had pictures, videos, flicks of people like Bill Clinton, the Prince of England, or Prince Edward. Man, you got a whole prince in Great Britain right now refusing to talk to the FBI, who were demanding that they give some answers. Why was you at the door with that little girl? Bill Clinton. They crucified Bill Cosby because some old ass women. I'm talking about these bitches were trolls. I mean, literally, not internet trolls, but they look like trolls now. You had some old women come back from 40 years later and they put Bill Cosby in jail, bro, behind accusation. Jeffrey Epstein, he had actual video of Bill Clinton getting his thing, getting head from teenagers. Some of your Most of your most important people on the planet went to that man's island to have sex with children. Jeffrey Epstein, talking about Jeffrey Epstein. What to do for baby old weekend, old school for birthday. What I do, shit, I couldn't do nothing. I was broke. Shit, I had to pay rent and all that shit. I'm still trying to recover that. You know what I did? Went to sleep, woke up. I tried to find me a little side work, whatever, but nothing really was happening. And I mean, I just look at birthday as another day. To me, I be grateful for another chapter in the story that is my life. But yeah, I mean, I ain't gotta get. Well, actually, one of the Facebook, I mean, YouTube subscribing and 2 Facebook subscribers. Actually sent me a little gift. That really made me feel good because I didn't get no gift. But other than that, I just sit back, chill the fuck out, and got old. That lets you know I'm old, you know. But anyway, let me get back to Harvey Weinstein. My birthday was great. I'm still alive. It's another chapter, better chapter than last year because I learned from all my mistakes and everything. My victories and my losses, my mistakes and my right choice. I learned from all of them. But what I want to really get back to, because I'm gonna get ready to end. Well, now we're going for 26 minutes. I know we don't have a lot of people watching it right now because it's Labor Day, but I just had to do this video, you know. Anyway, but you got some YouTubers who right now on Labor Day going live talking about how to assemble the latest edition of the Barbie and Ken dolls from Mattel. Shit like that, or how to shoot 8,000 niggas in the first stage of the new Black Ops game. You got motherfuckers get on YouTube with that shit, man, and them folks make almost at least $3,000-4,000 maybe every 12 hours. But here I am. I'll be lucky if I get 7 people to watch my videos and 2 of them to share. Nah, but anyway, Jeffrey Epstein was the pimp. That girl that's on trial right now, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend. I don't know how she survived this long. I don't even think Jeffrey Epstein did. Everybody believe that Tupac's still alive. Well, now Tupac did. Jeffrey Epstein was way high. Do you realize Jeffrey Epstein held secrets that can literally put your president around the world in prison? When he showed you video of Bill Clinton with 2 13-year-olds or some shit like that. Now, I'm not insinuating that that's what happened. I've never seen none of this video. But this is the kind of shit that we study and research and learn what was going on. R. Kelly is being crucified. Yeah, he probably had a bad, sad, sick side to him. He was not the only one, first and foremost. And now they have went with so much poisonous venom, the prosecution against him, that they're charging him with the RICO Act. Again, like I was trying to get to earlier, the RICO Act. Do you realize this is how they put a lot of us in prison under this mass incarceration thing that's been going on for the last 30 years? Do you realize a lot of cats in the feds right now under the RICO Act, meaning that 2 or 3 of us maybe just scored from each other or help each other find somewhere to score weight from. All we have to do is they got to do is prove that the 3 of us was buying and selling something from each other. They don't really have to have proof. All they got to do is get a fake snitch. Now they can convict you and I of the RICO Act under conspiracy. Y'all got to understand that shit, man. When you talk about this legal language, right? Conspiracy. That means 2 or 3 of y'all allegedly just got together and talked about some shit. You realize you got niggas serving 60 years to life just for conspiracy? Some shit that they might have been doing, but they was just talking about it. Now under RICO, they can charge you 3 with a motherfucking criminal organization. And this is what they're doing with R. Kelly. Now, R. Kelly ain't facing just some pedophilia charges. or like that. Although some of those indictments might be in the true bill or whatever he's facing, but no, right now the trial he's going to for is under the RICO Act. Literally, they're saying R. Kelly owned, operated, and was the kingpin of an international crime syndicate that secured little girls for him. Yeah. And then pedophilia charges come way up under that. Notice in the federal court, they ain't charging him with pedophilia, statutory rape. They charging him with running a criminal organization. I said all that to say R. Kelly is through. R. Kelly is through. Even though his defense is not going hard in the paint as they should be on the fact that all these people that y'all got now testifying against R. Kelly are testifying basically with immunity from prosecution. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to go to jail because they were involved. If they're charging him with operating a criminal enterprise, they worked for him. Like I said, that boy London on the track, his mama was a top tier person in R. Kelly's organization, and you had parents to sign parental custody of their children over to this woman so that they could be with R. Kelly. The little girl just last week said in the courtroom, when the prosecution tried to come at a cross, he said, nah, everybody there, even though we was 15, 16, 17, us and our parents knew what was going on. And as long as my parents was getting $20,000 a month from R. Kelly, my parents basically sold my vagina out. This is what the lady said on trial the other day. And you don't hear about that. You don't hear about the witnesses that saying, well, wait a minute. Your parents knew you was down the street in this certain area. They knew where you were. You talked to them. They had access to information with you on a day-to-day basis. Why didn't your parents come and get you? If you was having a spirit smear, oh, because it's sick, y'all, the trial. It's sick. They say them little girl, when he got mad at them, they had to spread feces on their face. He was sick. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you no lie. I can literally separate his music from his mayhem. The mayhem part makes you really don't want to listen to his music, but I'm forever jam R. Kelly. I don't even fuck if he gets life with, 35 life sentences, and every time that nigga die and come back to life, he got to go right back to jail. Soon as he come out the womb or the cocoon, whatever he come back in life as, he got to go back to jail. 35 life sentences. So if you die 35 times, nigga, and are reincarnated, you got to go straight to jail on your first day. R. Kelly did some foul stuff, but R. Kelly is being, in my opinion, lynched and crucified for a reason. Whatever he did and whoever he pissed off, he was probably one of the most powerful people on the planet because they finished in that. But think about it, R. Kelly been in jail for 2 years now. Can't get a bond. And this boy here is one of the greatest producers in music history. So definitely one of the top 3 in R&B history. And when I say that, I don't say it lightly because you got people who produce like Quincy Jones, Babyface, Marvin Gaye. R. Kelly rang up there. If I can't give him the top 3, definitely top 5. But you'll be hard challenged to find a producer in R&B history that has made more hits than that boy did. And this is how he was able to get them parents to pimp their children out. Then there's one cat, little youngster got, to a disagreement discussion the other day, and I'm like, man, you sit up here watching this shit by surviving R. Kelly. Nigga, that shit is totally different than what is going on and what is being said based upon factual evidence. Big Pharma paying these millions in these. What? Okay, my phone's finna die. I gotta wait to talk. You gotta realize what's going on with Big Pharma. Let's talk about that. Let's get off R. Kelly and all these sick ass people But think about this, because now let's stay on R. Kelly for a second, and then you remind me about Big Form. I got time. Now listen to this. The same people who are crucifying R. Kelly are openly allowing this thingamajig, Nas X, to sit up here and pose as if he's pregnant. And you know one of the most crazy things I ever fucking heard? You got grown people saying, is that real? Wait a minute. How is he pregnant? And I'm like, these same people that's crucifying R. Kelly for his indiscretion are now openly promoting Nas X and his abomination. Because I don't judge nobody. You do what you want to do. And I'm not the nigga that say, I got gay friends. Just try to make, no, I love everybody. Do what you do. But that they all my friends that I got alternative lifestyles. No, I respect them, I love them, but I'm gonna tell them straight up, that shit there is anti-life because you cannot produce. I know quite a few lesbian, hardcore lesbians that when it comes down to it, they like dingling. If they don't like men or other men, they like the man. Because it's something natural between men and women that only men and women can have, and make an attraction to the point you want this person to be with you for the rest of your life. That shit can happen in alternative relationships, but there's no joy in the fact that somebody in that relationship, nobody in that relationship is going to be able to produce a child. So since they cannot reproduce, they recruit. And the number one recruiting spot for that agenda is your motherfucking public school. Yeah. Nickelodeon. Man, do y'all look at some of these Nickelodeon and Disney cartoons? And I'm not even talking about when you go and look at the subliminal message, the shit that happens so fast you don't even see it, but it's there. You saw it, but you didn't see it. You just let it roll. But do you realize that's your biggest recruiting ground? The cartoons that your children watch right now. Sesame Street. Public school, number one. Sesame Street, y'all realize, man, it was almost, I'm in my 50s now. And it was till I was in my late 40s that I realized and found out that Bert and Ernie on Sesame Street actually represented a gay couple. Hey, kudos, because I like Bert and Ernie. They were funny. But yeah, that's what the thing about it. Y'all might laugh at this shit. The thing about it, they slept in the same bedroom. Even though they didn't sleep in the same beds, it set the stage. Because think about it. On motherfucking Leave It to Beaver and all that. The mother and father doing early television, even though they shared the same bedroom, they never showed you sleeping in the same bed. I Love Lucy. When you go back and look at all this shit, in the early days of TV, they never showed you a married couple, that white, wholesome family. They didn't even sleep in the same bed, right? So as time goes on, you got shit now where you got two men kissing on TV. Bert and Ernie played a part in that shit because they was getting you to think about it. There were scenes in Sesame Street where Ernie might be taking a bath, playing with his rubber ducky, and Bert standing in the bathroom while his boy taking a bath. They were a couple. And the indoctrination was so subtle and so smooth that here we are now having a motherfucker named Nas X. Sit up here with a pregnant baby and the makeup and all special effects on it is, you gotta give it good. I mean, you gotta give it good ratings because you got actual so-called smart, intelligent Negroes, white folk, whatever. Is he pregnant for real? And I'm like, man, you got 2 motherfucking degrees, and you ask that motherfucker, you got 2 degrees in biology, and you ask that dumbass question. Out of all the questions on the planet in the human history, nigga, you win the prize for the dumbest ass question of all time. This man is a man. How can he get pregnant? But he's promoting an agenda. And is being praised by the same people who are crucifying R. Kelly. And the difference is, you could talk shit about R. Kelly, but say something about Nas X and an agenda that he's promoting, nigga, they gonna shut your social media platforms down. You are not allowed. You think I'm lying? Look what they did to the baby. That rapper, the baby. Oh, you can say anything you want. The baby can call me and you nigga 72 times before breakfast. And they give him thousands of dollars an hour just to do a concert. He might get $250,000 to do whatever that little Palooza concert. All them concerts that he missed, that boy probably was making $200,000-$300,000 a concert. As long as he was calling us niggas, long as he was talking about calling women hoes, bitches, long as he was talking about killing, sure, come and perform your song before the whole world. But as soon as he said something about gay shit, guess what? Nigga, you cannot come in. How dare you say that about them? You can, I tell you what, we'll take all your performance. Yeah, the same people that's persecuting R. Kelly and blatantly putting it out on TV and shit like surviving R. Kelly, they will crucify you for saying anything about Nas X. And both of them are sexual deviant activity. Not trying to offend nobody. And if you in that lifestyle, we can talk civilly. But that shit is sexually deviant. When I mean deviant, let's go back and look at the basic word. It means you done deviated some motherfucking where sexually. Now, when it comes to the family reunion, every year at the family reunion, how many of y'all just had a family reunion recently? All y'all had that one Uncle Tammy, one uncle named Tammy. Well, and Uncle Tammy, probably about 36 years old, got a beard and mustache, got a wig on, and a halter top, and Uncle Tammy. Everybody got that one Uncle Tammy that as soon as he pull up at the family reunion, everybody like, what them kids at? Y'all go get them kids. They go Uncle Tammy. I don't know how. Hold on. But you are being you're being allowed to participate in the crucifixion of R. Kelly for doing sexual deviant activities, and at the same time, you're going to be censored, actually persecuted for saying anything about Nas X. But Nas X is brave. Nas X did some. I mean, come on, look at it. Look at the shit that he did. That blatantly, really. Matter of fact, now we're talking about this. Yeah, I'm gonna be the first person to give y'all this game. I'm thinking about it. Do y'all realize Nas X is the first openly gay? Openly gay. When I say you got a lot of niggas under the radar, you got a lot of niggas that's gay that's on your stage every day. You think they ain't. A lot of these mainstream rappers. But Nas X is the first one to come out and say, yes, I like peace. Yeah, he's the first one. And instead of labeling it what it is, sexual deviancy, anti-life. Because again, you cannot produce life with two of the same gender. You know what I'm saying? Here he is. You can't say nothing about him. Let one of these rappers right now say anything about Nas X, and guess what? Their career be over. Do you realize when they shut the baby down, the baby missed probably about 4-5 million, maybe more, just in a span that was supposed to take him for 2 months through all these concerts he was supposed to have did. He missed about 4-5 million performing in front of maybe 1 million or so people to performing with Lil Boosie in the middle of a motherfucking hurricane. Yeah. He fell that far from grace just by making comments about the gay agenda. Well, to the point, I don't know if y'all heard the Boosie birthday bad. Boosie, my boy. I love Boosie, man. He down south, Louisiana. And I mean, boom, and I'm not judging Lil Baby, nothing else. I'm just putting the truth out there. Lil Baby went from all these motherfucking big ass national performers to performing in the middle of Hurricane motherfucking Ida with Lil Boosie. But that's the only money he was gonna make because he said something about gay people. Anyway, that's enough about that. So before I go, let's talk about what Victor Cortez, the question he asked, because this is relevant. It's in the title. Again, y'all share these videos, hit the thumbs up, the thumbs down. Even if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. But Big Pharma and these vaccines and the opioid is basically showing us that we control your government. Because first and foremost, Big Pharma used our military and under the premises of 9/11, which would be 20 years ago, 5 days from now. You say Thursday, Friday. Be 5 days. 5 days from now, you have the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Under the premises of 9/11, I believe that your pharmaceutical companies who have corrupted your government, because again, you live in a fascist dictatorship. Ain't no such thing as Republican, Democrat, or democracy. Nigga, you're living in a fascist dictatorship. I'll let you all do the research, but I give you a hint. Fascist dictatorship means that your government works for the corporation. That's basically it in a nutshell. You and I have to pay for the government motherfucking private side secret deal. Your politician, they lobby. Put it like that. Let me just get on. I'll explain that in another show. But under 9/11, 17 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. But George W. Bush hurried up and committed within a week or so to a war in Afghanistan. Why is that so? At that time, 20 years ago, keep in mind now, a lot of people are going to talk about the new recent finding over there of the rare earth metals, which they really didn't pay attention to till the United States was over there the last 20 years, and computer technology exploded because they need those rare earth metals to make batteries for your laptops and other shit that, all right, boom, that's it. Now, they used 9/11 to go into Afghanistan for two reasons. The pharmaceutical companies took the fucking opium field. Afghanistan is where 80% of your opioid-based products, be it heroin, fentanyl, motherfucking Xanax, Lortab, Oxycontin, all that shit is opioid-based, meaning that if our military could go over there and beat the shit out of the Taliban 20 years ago, our pharmaceutical companies could now create what is called the opioid crisis, man. It's really that simple. 80% of your world heroin or opium comes from Afghanistan. Afghanistan really basically was under the radar, for opium all these years, although the opium trade been going on. You had the Chinese Silk Road where opium was one of the hot commodities. Opium has always been a big thing, y'all. It's just that your pharmaceutical companies figured out how to turn opium into Oxycontin, how to turn opium into Xanax, Lortab, Percocet. All this shit that your rappers talking about, believe it or not, is what our government went over there and stole on behalf of the pharmaceutical company. The greatest kick dough in history. If you know what I mean when I say kick dough, meaning your government sponsored goons to go and kick the dough in Afghanistan and take their dope. Literally, one of the greatest dope robberies in history. Literally, that's what that was. Second part of it, you had the Russians trying to put that pipeline from all their oil fields in Russia running through Afghanistan. It's called the Nord Stream pipeline. Uh, get on Mitch McConnell crazy ass. Oh, I don't even want to. If you get on him, you gotta get on Nancy Pelosi. You can't. You gotta realize, but brother Victor, what's up? That's what's up. Right? Keep doing this. Hey, hey, what's up, brother Carson? Thank you, thank you. You cannot separate. I'm for this again. Man, ain't no such motherfucking thing as Republican or Democrat. Do you all realize that is a false dichotomy, a false reality, a false perception, making you think that you have a choice? No. First and foremost, your government is supposed to be ran by us, the citizens. So the choice should be to do what's best for us. Again, like I alluded to and said earlier, do you realize they're now talking about after 20 years of war, you just spent over, really, they just spent over $2 trillion just in Afghanistan alone. Man, these folks were spending $300 billion a day, bro. 300 some million dollars a day just on that war. $2 trillion on that war, tore them four country up, fought, their soldiers killed hundreds of thousands of people and had tens of thousands of soldiers here from America wounded or killed. And here we are now finna get these folks foreign aid when Mitch McConnell and them and all of them just agreed to that $3 trillion infrastructure bill. And guess what? In that $3 trillion, nowhere is it included for you and I to get another motherfucking stimulus. Do you realize in the rest of the developed world, the first world countries, since COVID came out in 2020 and they started implementing the restrictions, guess what? They gave every adult in their country from that day forward till today $1,000 a month, bro. Their government gave it. Now you might say socialism or whatever, but come on now. For the like they were giving the unemployment shit out here in America, man, they was giving every person, every adult in those countries, Belgium, all the countries in motherfucking Europe that were experiencing problems in early breakouts of COVID, they have been giving their people $1,000 a month per adult without even questioning. So then you look at that's $24,000 just on a month that they was giving their citizens just last year, and then you add another 9,000 to it from this year because we're in the 9th month, 24 and 9. That's $35,000 each citizen in those countries have gotten in the last year and a half. Guess how much we can? Y'all know how much we can got. We barely got $2,400, man. And over a year and a half of being locked down, forced to take vaccination, forced to basically surrender your civil rights because they trying to basically restrict your movement, force you to wear a mask. And on behalf, again, of the pharmaceutical company, they're forcing you now to take product that the pharmaceutical companies who can no longer fuck with the opium in Afghanistan. Think about how coincidental shit turned out, and I don't believe in coincidence. It's no brainers that since we had to evacuate from Afghanistan, leave all that opium over there, but too many pharmaceutical companies were getting lawsuits about the opioid crisis, whereas when it was the crack epidemic, they didn't give a fuck about us. When it was crack, they said it was an epidemic. We ain't got no money for no goddamn rehab. Man, fuck that. We sending these niggas to jail. And that's what happened. They closed down rehabilitation center niggas and started building jails. That's how you got the mass incarceration in the world. I mean, well, we got the highest mass incarceration rate in the world because of the crack epidemic. Those niggas are monsters. You're gonna have little crack babies. But soon as little Susie or Penelope start sucking dicks for motherfucking Oxycontin. Oh no, we can't incarcerate our way out this problem. We really have to come up with some comprehensive strategy as far as rehabilitating uh uh those who are addicted to the opioid. Why you didn't give a fuck when it was crack? You didn't give a fuck when it was crack. Think about that though, Victor Carter. Oh, they're crazy, bro. 3.5 trillion ain't no recur. Ain't no stimulus check. But again, brother Cortez, they've been other industrialized or first world countries have been giving their citizens $1,000 a month at least since this started back in 2020. And we got to. It's gonna be people mad. Ain't nobody, I mean, really paying no attention to it. You stop and think about America, they keep us distracted with so many other things. But ain't nobody paying attention to the fact that of that 3.5 trillion, they talking about it for jobs. But when you go back and read the bill, you're gonna find out like that maybe 17 billion might be going to study homosexual two-parent marriages in motherfucking Afghanistan, which they just spent in that last stimulus bill on the same shit. Everybody finna get some money except us. How much of that money you think the bank gonna get? Wall Street, soon as they pass that bitch, it's 3.1, 3.5 trillion. Wall Street, the bankers and the stock market, the companies, they gonna get maybe probably a trillion and a half for that the same day. And then 4 weeks later, when you hear the bill has been passed, Congress has struck a deal, and you realize, well, when we get our next stimulus check, we ain't give y'all no stimulus check. Just go back out there and work. Shit. We finna create a few jobs, because they said it's about job and building the infrastructure and all that shit. But that shit, man, come on, especially when it comes to black people. How many motherfucking bridge builders do we know in our community? So that means ain't none of them motherfucking contracts coming to us unless we learn over the next few months how to get out there and literally build a bridge over a motherfucking river. Infrastructure bill. How many black contractors outside of the truck drivers who deliver the cement and maybe a couple of brick masons who know how to pave a highway? How many Negroes you think gonna really benefit off that infrastructure bill? Not that many, because again, as Negroes, we don't have the working capital. We spend the most money out of everybody on the planet, but we don't have the working capital or the licenses and the insurance, and a lot of times the real knowledge to go out there and say, well, out of this 3.5 trillion, I can build a whole stretch of shit. I could be responsible for $200 million worth of local infrastructure just here in Louisiana, and actually have the capability to do that shit. That's how these white companies, your big ass construction buildings, your Trumps, and all these people who construct shit, on a major scale, building your interstates, your train track system, all that shit. Negroes don't have that kind of motherfucking license, accreditation, and ability to fulfill those type of contracts. So how much of that 3.5 trillion you think we finna get? If it is, we're gonna give y'all a couple of extra $100 on the food stamp. But you can't let that man or them two babies you just had last week, along with the other 7 children you got, Miss Tramico Martino, the Wando Hennessy, because we be naming our kids some strange ass shit, and this little 28-year-old grandmother. The $1 million question is: can the influx of soldiers and Afghanistan refugees fill the void of workers caused by the vaccine mandate? No, in a sense they can, but guess what happened? One reason why they have these soldiers all around the world, because they come back home. There are really no motherfucking jobs here in America outside really of the service industry. You know what's wrong with America? We don't have any manufacturing capability no more. Go through your house right now or get in your car. Everything in your house and your car is made somewhere else. Remember, it all used to be made in America? No, we don't have manufacturing capability. responsibility. So when you bring these people back, and don't let them tell you, fool you like it's we can't get a lot of people to go back and work jobs. Now that's bullshit because the people that were making $200,000-300,000 a year never lost their job. You know reason why they can't get people to come back? Because you had a bunch of people making $725 a motherfucking hour who now was getting $600 a week. Said, fuck that, I'm not going back to work because I'm working at Popeye. I'm working at a fast food joint. I'm working at Walmart. I'm working at somewhere where I cannot afford to feed my family on a living wage. So I'm gonna ride this train of this free money till the wheels fall off. But guess what? Now that the wheels have fallen off and that free money is not there, you finna see an influx of people running back to try to get those jobs. But at the same time, let me show you the game. McDonald's right now is paying daycare. They're giving people money to go to school. Plus, they give you $10 in some place, $12 more an hour. Don't y'all think they could have been doing that shit 2 years ago, 3 years ago before this COVID shit happened? The only ones who are going to be able to survive, again, going back to your fascist dictatorship, are your major corporations, your Walmart, Target, the Costco's, of course, and your Amazon. They're going to be the only ones to survive. Because if you raise the minimum wage any kind of way, you finna shut all your local mom and pop stores down. Because they can't afford to pay $15 an hour. They got self-employed right now. They barely making their little profit that they make. They can't afford to pay those employees $15 an hour. So they got to shut down. And guess who fills the void? Your big chain store, who's taking all the money out your community. So what happens when the soldiers come back? Now everybody's finna be competing for jobs. Guess what? That robot finna take over 3/4 of the motherfuckers anyway. Man, this shit get deep at the real deal behind this though. Yeah, we're gonna be fighting over service industry jobs. That's even your fast food restaurants are replacing humans now with robots. Do y'all realize? Now this is deep. This is a whole nother subject. Do y'all realize that 3/4 of the motherfucking jobs that we take for granted or that we pass over, whatever, that's maybe underpaid, guess what? It's going to be taken over by automation anyway. That's what's going on. Because you must know a 20-year-old, we all know a 28-year-old grandmother. One of these little girls that over in the last, since the 80s, my generation, whatever, one of these little girls that had a child at 13. Now her 13-year-old is having a child. That makes her at least 26. If her child waits till she got 15, but she's now 28 and a grandmother. This is the shit that we're dealing with. And guess what? Her and her 13-year-old child listen to Cardi B. So what chance if that child that her newborn, the 28-year-old grandmother newborn, what chance she got if her mama and her grandmama listening to Cardi B continue to tell them how to sell pussy? So now she'll be a 36-year-old great grandmother. I mean, just a 42-year-old great grandmother. Not trying to put nobody down, but this is what the fuck we're dealing with. Michelle Rodriguez said, yes, but do you think the vaccine mandate will cause oh yeah, the vaccine mandate is going to cause a level of restriction. Again, going back to what I was alluding to earlier about the police state, the vaccine mandate is going to not only cause shortages in jobs, but it's going to force those who want a job to take that pharmaceutical company, going back to the last topic we talked about, of jail. Think about this. Your government is so fucked up and corrupt that they're working for pharmaceutical companies who no longer can get easy access to that opium like they had it. So now they are forcing you to take a fucking vaccine. Who paying for that though? Because they say, well, if you don't have insurance or whatever, it's free. We'll give you a free ain't shit that you get from your government is free. It costs the taxpayers money. So now, we the taxpayers are paying a subsidy, corporate welfare. We were talking about food stamp shit earlier. Corporate motherfucking welfare. Because they are now taking a certain sum of everybody's tax money, paying that for vaccines for everybody, and who's getting the money from them vaccines? Your motherfucking pharmaceutical company. Game is so motherfucking deep. It really be so simple that a child could understand it, but the average person, it got too much going on. Because again, you got people right now fighting over the being vaccinated or unvaccinated. They can't even understand that no matter who fucking gets vaccinated, the pharmaceutical companies have their clutches in your politicians, forcing, because eventually they're going to force everybody to take it. Do you realize in a lot of cities here in Freeport, we ain't paying this shit no attention. And a lot of other little southern cities or pockets of resistance don't realize in certain places right now, like in New Orleans, you cannot go into a motherfucking restaurant unless you show them that you have had at least one vaccination and you have turned up negative in the last few days. That is a mandate. Your federal government, Joe Biden just told your federal government, any nursing home that does not mandate that all their employees have this vaccination will not get their Medicaid or Medicare funding. It's already a mandate. So yeah, there are going to be even more shortages because the government has it written in the language where if you know you don't feel secure about going back into this place because it's too wide open and COVID is easily to be contracted, because you got to remember now they got mu coming. They had the original COVID, Delta, Lambda. Now they got mu. No matter what happens now, the pharmaceutical companies got to be in a rush to keep up making new pharmaceutical, because they just told you that the last 2 shots that you got ain't about shit. You got to get a third booster shot, and that's just for Delta. Now that you got mu out, man, we really got to just, I tell you what, just come and get these 6 shots on a 2-month basis. I mean, that's me stretching things, but this is how ridiculous it is, because now you and I are paying the pharmaceutical companies to shoot some shit in us that we don't even know what they're shooting in us. And your government is forcing us to pay our tax dollars to these same pharmaceutical companies who no longer, again, can prosper off the opioid. Think about it. Ain't never one of these former Bayer, Pfizer, none of these pharmaceutical companies have faced any criminal charge. Nobody's went to jail for this opioid crisis. They done made probably $50 trillion in the last 20 years off the opioid, because you got to realize they sell heroin too. That's the street drug. Fentanyl. That shit is exploding. Just on the street drugs alone, you're looking at maybe $1 trillion a year. Then you look at the Oxycontin market. You look at all those pharmaceutical companies was making super money. How you thinking people like Nancy Pelosi? Think about this. Now let me get you that. Your politicians in D.C., the president don't even make $250,000 a year. Your average senator or congressman probably make $170,000 a year. Even if you've been in Congress or the Senate for 20 years, how the fuck do you become worth over $80 million or $500 million? How do you, as a politician, even though you've been there for 20 years, how the fuck do you go? Because your salary itself, the numbers of your salary will not allow that to happen. You might have a couple of million, but how does a Nancy Pelosi, who's been a lifelong politician, be worth $80-something million? $80-something million. How does she get that money? Through the pharmaceutical company, who bribe her to basically force me and you to take a motherfucking vaccination that they ain't even really tell us about all the side effects. I'm getting. Oh man. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to end this video, man. I got 3% on my phone, and I need time for it to process. Y'all give me a few minutes. Let me go get the charge. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Y'all forgive me for that. I've been talking, man, and my phone is on 3%. Y'all give me a second. Hey, while y'all here, man, please hit that like and share button. I can't see. Good news, too, though. Yeah. I'm telling y'all, I was able to get this tablet, some other things. Hopefully, by this weekend, we'll be able to do what we need to do. But we still can use y'all support. Oh, man. Hold on. All right, we should be good, y'all. All right, Victor Cortez said, will you take the vaccine? It seems like we all gonna have to take the bitch eventually. It's almost like Revelation fulfilling itself, but on a different manner. Revelation 13:16 say he causes all men, small, great, rich or poor, free or bond, to take a mark, lest that you had not this mark. See, this is the two key words that everybody missed. You will not be able to buy or sell anything. Go back and say it again. Revelation 13:16-17 say, and he causes all men to take a mark. He causes all men, rich, poor, free, or bond, to take a mark, except that you had not this mark, you would not be able to buy or sell anything. This is a precursor. I ain't saying that. I know this ain't the mark of the beast, but it's a precursor because if they can pull this shit off and stop you from traveling, stop you from working, a lot of people, man, you got to realize every day with these new variants coming out, the inefficacy of these vaccines, you got a lot of cases of COVID rising, and you got a lot of people saying now, don't come back to work Monday unless you got that vaccine. We're going to let you off Friday so you can go get it. Don't come back to work Monday if you ain't got this piece of paper. That sound crazy? That sound crazy, don't it? Guess what? They doing it now in the nursing home system. Because again, your president just made it mandatory that everybody that worked in a nursing home got to have that vaccine. So if you want your job Monday, we can talk all this shit on Facebook and social media, whatever. But Monday when you walk in, you're gonna be like, hey, I got my vaccination paperwork, sir. Anyway, hey y'all hit that like button, man. Hold on, let's see this notification here. All right, let's check that out. And at the same time, man, y'all support us, man. Hit the cash out, hit the PayPal. I really can use. I gotta go fucking take a surgical procedure in the morning. I was supposed to took this barium earlier today, but I didn't. I'm gonna go take it now, so I'm gonna be up all night with a severe case of stomach ailment. I gotta have this shit done, and which is crazy. I'm glad you all joined me tonight, man. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes now, and I can't tell how many likes we have on here because I'm watching this from StreamYard. So I'm not on Facebook. On YouTube. I won't be able to tell the likes or whatever. And then to another thing I don't like about when I use StreamYard, you all comments don't show up in the live feed section, like talking about. So we got a lot of changes that I would like to do, and I would like to start them this weekend. I'm gonna get ready to wrap this down, y'all. I gotta go ahead and get myself prepared for the 30th season. Yeah, y'all pray for me on that, man. a little simple procedure, nothing major, but anytime you go into the hospital, you know, there's a chance it won't come out, you know, and I'm not being fatalistic, I'm just realistic. A lot of shit happens, but I know it ain't never gonna happen to me. Because y'all see now that, and I see now that, most important that the Creator has called me to do this thing. Some of y'all been there with me all night for the last. Some of y'all been here since the whole hour and 15 minutes, man. I appreciate that. Go live on the morning in the morning. I will. I go before I go, my brother. You know, matter of fact, y'all hit that cash out because I gotta catch an Uber there in the morning. I forgot. I gotta pay for Uber for me and my brother. Get there because they tell me to do this procedure. I got to have somebody there with me during the 4 hours that it takes from start to finish. Fuck, I just thought about that. Anyway, y'all support this channel, man. We thank you. I thank y'all for just being here. Because again, we had at least 5, 6 y'all to roll with the whole for the whole hour. With Cortez, Miss Michelle, Miss Vicky. I really do thank y'all, man. Jason Bolden. Hey, Jason Bolden, man, I thank you. You've been another one that not only talked about your love and support for this channel, but hell, you put it together, put the money where your mouth was. I remember, I'll never forget. I remember when I needed that dog food for my puppy, man. You came through, bro. I love you much, man, young brother. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you all for the love and support. Y'all support us, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and if you don't like, hit the thumb down. Either way it go. The more people that interact with this channel, basically pushes it up in the algorithm, and the more people that come to the channel, I'm gonna be real, the more and more hype I get about it. For some reason, even though I haven't been nowhere near consistent, the Creator has blessed us to get over 1,400 people now. Just 2 months ago, we barely had 1,350. Just 2 months ago, we barely had 1,350. So our numbers are going up, and I don't even be doing any videos. Just imagine if I continue to be consistent. A lot of that takes a lot of prayers and support, especially financial support. So y'all hit the what do but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this, man. I'm gonna lay it down for the night, get myself ready for this procedure in the morning. And Victor Cortez told me to go live in the morning. I'm gonna go get up early in the morning, man. And first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at all the headlines. I might not even go sleep at the shit that I gotta take. They say supposed to give me problems with my stomach. And y'all know what I'm saying. They gotta look through, go down and take. It's just crazy. But here we go. That's my business. Hey, y'all be blessed, man. Love y'all much. Hit the like button, hit that share button, please. Hit the cash out. Vemo. We got Vemo now. We got PayPal. Just support this channel in any way. See y'all see me again in the morning. I'm gonna do that special favor for you, Victor Cortez. Hey, Eddie V. I'm about to sign out right now. Yeah, I gotta get ready to go ahead and get myself prepped up for this little medical procedure I have to have done in the morning. But I thank you for your love and support. Also, you've been on this show here on this broadcast all night. But right now I gotta go and try to take care of it. So again, please hit that like button, hit the share button. Just support, tell everybody about it. If you can make a donation, hit the cash out. I really could use it. So y'all see me in the morning. Y'all be blessed. Damn, I forgot I gotta go down here to this fucking hospital. Man. How the fuck did I forget about that? I gotta, fuck.